Welcome, everybody. On today's podcast, we have my good friend and photographer, videographer, Aaron Berkshire. Here we go.
Yo, all right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Sick. What's up?
What's up? Nothing. Just editing a little something. Got some TV on or football in the background.
Can you? Let me guess. You can't tell us what you're editing, huh?
Actually, I can. I'm just I'm making like a little blooper clip for Instagram right now. Just something funny. I filmed it at the apartment today.
Huh. What's your? Well, for the people that are listening, what's your Instagram? So when you do post it, they can see what you're talking about.
Yeah, sick. It's at Aaron Berkshire Official, right. And I always thought it was silly when I first started it doing official, but there was two other accounts with my name, so I was like, well, I have to be a little more official than these people. So
right, yeah. Wait, are you verified or not?
No.
See,
I don't know if I ever could, man.
Well, you just said that there was, a couple others out there. I wonder, have you ever tried just sending a message?
I've actually, in the settings on Instagram, they do have the request verification. I've done it twice. I'm not going to lie. I've tried, and it hits me back with your account does not fall. Yeah. And I'm just like, how?
The hard rejection.
Cool. Yeah. So there's a lot of really popular Instagrammers that have like over 1 million followers that even haven't been verified for some reason.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah. Just really quick, for the viewers, I just want them to know that this is another Skype one. So you might hear little buzzes or something like that. That's probably a Wi-Fi connection or something. Or the fact that I'm in California and you, Aaron, are in Florida, right?
Yes, sir.
Where in Florida? I keep forgetting.
I am Orlando, Florida, right by the theme parks.
Oh, that's okay. That's why you go all the time. That's sick.
Oh yeah. Dude, I live minutes away from both all the biggest ones.
I'll put your socials in like the show notes. So when they scroll down, but what's the other? You have another Instagram page that has just the theme park, right?
Oh man, that's so cool that you would even bring that up because most of the time I forget about it. So originally, music photography was the hobby, and that turned into my job, which is the dream come true. So now the theme park photography Instagram that I post on like once every like 2 months, that's my hobby Instagram, and it is called Theme Park Visuals. Somehow I just randomly thought of that name one day, and I was like, wow, this is available.
It works, right?
Yeah, it's super cool. I like to do a lot of crazy stuff with the editing colors and skies and all that stuff, and I love the theme parks, man. Disney is like makes me happy.
Hey, I mean, you got to do what it makes you happy, and obviously, like I've seen both. Well, obviously your personal page, but I think I don't know if I follow the theme.
But you've seen a couple of the photos. Once in a blue moon, I'll post one on my personal grade.
Yeah, I might have hopped on over when you post one, you tag it, and
I've debated so many times, bro, changing my whole main Instagram account into like not ban stuff.
That's kind of my route. What's happening now?
It takes like a lot of I guess like battling with yourself on what you want to do, and that's pretty much why I made the other gram account, which it was cool because I'll do certain like Orlando hashtags, and I don't even care that it has like 300 or 400 followers, and I'm like stoked that it even has that, and I'm like, yo, sick.
Well,
I don't even. Yeah,
it's a totally different demographic. Like you got your specific one for your main account because it's a lot of the music scene.
It's a lot of music world. Yeah, I mean that's my whole life and everything. So that's where they are.
But like the demographic for the theme park one, you might be having some 50-year-olds.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
totally different, which is awesome.
Or even kids. I mean, I don't even promote myself on just that Instagram at all. That way they don't know. I mean, it does say, I just added recently, like, just so it could even bring more people to my own personal account if so it would happen. But I put all photos taken by me or my handle. But like, I mean, for the first year that I had that account, I didn't even list my name at all or tag myself. It was like you didn't know at all who, unless I told someone, no one actually knew who the person behind the camera on that account was for like the first year and a half.
Damn.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. But then I was like, you know what? I was putting like a couple dollars in Orlando Disney hashtags and stuff, sponsoring the theme park photos, and they're getting like hundreds of likes. And I was like, these are dope and they're doing really well. I should probably just, add that these photos were taken by me, and maybe that'll lead, new people to my music photos or my portraits or something,
Yeah. Let's see here.
Danny, Todd, we get to talk about you at all through this thing?
I don't know.
Put you on the spot there.
I don't know. I'm hoping that. So let's see. New to the whole podcast thing, so
stoked that you started it, man. I am.
Hopefully,
I listen to podcasts every day.
Sick, yeah, and obviously, I mean, I've done only one in person with my brother, and then I did one solo, and then the third one was Skype. So hopefully something was weird on my computer. So hopefully I didn't lose that first 5 minutes. Right. If not, I mean, it's something we'll circle back to. Yeah. But that's sick that you're into the podcast thing. I think it's getting popping. It's podcast
really
has always been a thing, but
some of them are getting really good. Like I've mentioned, I have football on. I'm a football fanatic, so I actually do listen to football podcasts like hours every day, like in the car, driving my wife crazy to it. Just like dudes talking about football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess, do you mind giving like a little like rundown on who you are? I mean, your name, just start from your name, all that fun shit.
I like to go by AB now because I think a lot of people in the past year on tour, they just decided to not call me by my name, and some people just started calling me AB. Actually, some of your close homies, actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, no, we won't say names, but certain band you work with, they started calling me AB, and some other people would call me AB, and I was like, I really,
yeah.
Alan,
they call me DT.
Yep. And Alan started calling me AB, and like people at home started calling me AB, and I've always branded my initials on everything. Everyone, if they've heard of me or know anything about me, they know that I put my initials on everything. Even since I was like a YouTube drummer like 10 years ago, I've always been AB everything. And I tell people, yeah, my name's Aaron, but I also go, or you can just call me AB. And I think it's starting to kind of like become a thing, and I'm pretty into it. I don't know why I'm into it.
No, it's sick. I saw the dad hats you got; those are sick.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Fully inspired by my favorite photographer. And there's a quick little story behind the hat, which is I got on the internet and looked for a sweet black dad hat with a camera on it for like a week straight. Forever 21, H&M. I even at one point just Googled like camera emoji hats. And like I couldn't find a single one that existed, let alone was like cool. One really? My style. Yeah, dude. And I was like, fuck this. I'm just gonna make one, or I'm gonna have my friend make one. And I had the one for about a year and some change, and I wore it on. I had like two made, and I wore them on every tour of 2019. Like I did 7 tours, and every single one I wore the hat on.
Well, then I must have seen it.
Oh, you definitely saw it. Oh, you've seen it.
Yeah.
The prototypes, though, the new ones.
Yeah.
So much nicer. They're so nice. Yeah. The prototype was cool, but like the new ones just got fine combed, and it's such a simple thing. It's just a black hat with a camera emoji on it, and people.
It's simple.
It's so simple,
Yeah.
But I think simple sometimes is like classy.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's see. So Aaron, go A by AB. Give us a little more of a rundown, if you don't have to say how old you are. I don't think it really matters, but how'd you got into the music industry? I mean, I know some of this stuff, but music. For the listeners,
absolutely.
Yeah, just give us a little life rundown.
Okay, let's try and I'm gonna try and do this in under 2 minutes, just like from the get go.
All right. Well, okay. Let's see. We're at 9:20.
Yeah, time me.
All All right, we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and story time, go.
Okay, first show, I was like 10 years old. It was a band called like Evergreen Terrace, my big brother's band in Jacksonville when I was a little kid. I'm 20 years ago. Was in bands all the way until I was 27, 26, 27. Quit my last band because I picked up a camera, fell in love with the camera, realized that I could actually maybe make something of myself with the camera versus the band life. And yeah, here we are. I just did that in like 30 seconds.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, you definitely did. I mean, props
that's it,
I mean, props
that's
for
it,
sure.
Though. It's that's my story. When people ask me my story, I go, well, I was in a band. I played drums and I was a screamer of a metal band for like 3 years. And then, my girlfriend at the time, who's my wife, she had a camera and she took some photos of me and I took some photos of my friends. And then I was like, I want to play with this thing some more. And then, I'm sure you went through this moment where someone was like, hey, can I give you like $20, $40? And you're like, wait a minute, I get to like get money for playing with this camera? Like, right. Wait, for real?
It's a crazy concept.
Yeah. It's like, wait, so now I'm getting to travel because I fell in love with this toy?
Right. Do you remember your first show that you actually got hired to shoot? Or, I mean, whether you got paid or not, but like asked?
Right.
Like the first show that you went really solely as a photographer, not as like, oh, I'm just here, but I have a camera. But
right. Does it count if I was in a band playing a show that same day? Does that count too? Because I mean, let's just go through it quickly.
Just say it, that one, and then the one.
Okay. Yeah. Well, all right. So I mean, I was playing a show, and like a couple of my friends in other bands came up to me and was like, "Hey, man, could you like use your girlfriend's camera and take some photos of us?" And I was just like, yeah, can't promise that I'll be like, awesome or anything, but yeah, I'll try. Back before I even knew what Lightroom was, and I was just editing all my photos on Photoshop, but I won't dog since certain people still do that. Wink, wink. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, nothing wrong with Photoshop.
Oh, you're a master of Photoshop. You're a Photoshop master.
No.
Oh my God. Favorite photo of the entire summer is the giant sleeping with someone photo. I will never forget that photo.
That one's hilarious. I might have to like print that out and send it to Helen or one of them, just to like make some. I don't know, or print it. I don't want it.
Just print it and ask their permission, or give them a 20-cent percentage to sell that print. Because
I don't think I need to give anything. I don't even think. I mean, there's no contract. They don't own my work. So
this is true. I don't even know. I'm still going through the process on learning how that works. Because
I mean, me too. But
I really want to sell prints of some of the bands that I work with, but I want to at first I'm like, okay, well, I need their permission.
Of course, it would be better if you did.
Yeah, no, for sure, of course, and ask them if they if it's cool with you too, I can give you a certain cut or percentage of it. Or I just really don't know how that world works yet, but I'm working on getting into it. But we're rabbit trailing down the hole now. Let me back up a little bit. Let me back up. So yeah, I mean that was pretty much it. A couple friends liked the photos, and then probably I'd say a couple weeks later, back in 2017, 2016, was it 2017? I don't really remember, but my friends pretty much were like, hey, we'll all pitch in and throw you a little bit of money and come to the show, even the next one that I wasn't playing, and that's pretty much just when I knew. I was like, I'm not worried about playing shows anymore. I just want to go and take pictures, and I want to go and it wasn't even just about the money. Even though it was only at $20 or $40 at that time. I mean, shit. I think my first year I maybe made $50. On my biggest booking ever was like $50 or $60 when I first started. And that's one thing kids have to remember is they're going to go so long without making money until they're confident enough in their work to ask for money.
Oh yeah. Gotta start small.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it. Band guy turned photographer. I know it happens a lot.
Yeah, so you were already immersed in the music scene.
Yeah,
and you just
I grew up in it. And I just always been a fan of photography too, though, and like video. Oh my God, I won't even start video yet, but video. I actually started on the same day that I ever started taking photos. When people ask me, they're like, how long have you been doing video compared to photo? And I go, you know what?
Same.
I pressed the record button the same first day I ever touched a camera and started taking pictures.
That's awesome.
And was making like live little show recaps from all the way the first time I, touched my girlfriend's camera.
That's tight.
So my timeline for both is pretty equal.
Do you remember what camera it was?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I could never forget.
I was going to say, if you forgot.
Yeah. Oh no, shame on me. Yeah, shame on me. Yeah, I would say she had two. One that she had since she was like 15 and one that she got when she was a little older. So the one that I was shooting on was a Canon 70D. And
a 7D or 7D, like the 70?
Like 70, yeah.
Oh, okay,
70D,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't know if that was a Skype cutout or.
And then her backup camera was a Rebel T1. Is it T1i a camera? Is that a thing?
I think that's a T1i. There's so many versions of the Rebel.
Oh my God, of the Rebel. Yep.
That was my first DSLR.
Was it?
No, well, not that one, but the Canon.
Back in the hold on, let me go here. Back in the woe is me days.
Actually, Canon Rebel XTI.
Nice.
So I went on my first tour with a mice, and I had that one. And I borrowed a Rebel T6i because they asked me to do video, and I didn't have one that did video.
Oh, so someone let you borrow one?
No, actually, at that time I was using the 5D Mark I.
Oh wow!
And they asked me if I could do video, and I was like, I don't have. I mean, this one doesn't do video. They're like, well, we'd love video. So I was like, oh, let me ask around. So I borrowed it from someone that I went to high school with.
Nice. And if somebody offered you like $20 on the spot to say what year that was, right off the top of your dome, what year was that?
I graduated 2010, and my first tour with mice was like shortly after. So
late 2010, 2011.
Probably on the cusp of going into 2011.
Yeah, what a great era, and you got to be a part. You got to be a part of it in the touring in the music world too. And man, I have so much respect for you. I think that shit is so cool that you got to do what we both do, in the industry right now in such a legendary era. Because when you were doing that, I was still in the local band playing drums. I used to listen to Of Mice and What Was Me every day. And that's like what I was playing drums to, both those bands.
Speaking of, so What Was Me? I remember I was going to say when I was going on to the.
Okay.
So What Was Me was my second tour, and that was shortly after my first one with the Mice and Men. What Was Me was on that first tour, and they asked me to go on Warped Tour, and I went to the tour manager. They had like a band house in Georgia. And I got there, and essentially I forfeited all my pay and had them buy me the Canon 7D.
Oh, wow. That's such a good move for you at that age.
Because I didn't have a video camera.
Yeah, you needed it.
So they're like, well, we need video. I was like, okay, well, how about this?
I'll make a deal.
This camera is $1,500, and I think that was what I was going to get paid
for the tour. Yep.
And I was like, hey, how about this? Right now, let's go online, buy it. So while I was at this house, like a month, I think we were there like a month before.
Did they still pay? They still gave you like food PD and all that stuff?
Tour catering.
Oh, tour catering. That's right. Warped Tour had tour catering.
So basically, like anything I wanted to buy, that was on my own. But you got Warped Tour catering. So
yeah. So I mean, you were fed though, and
and I wasn't even old
and you had a bit.
to buy booze. So it's
facts. Yeah. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! When you were touring with those bands, and you were so young.
Right.
It's crazy because when I think about what I was doing at that age when you were touring with these bands, I was in my bedroom. I was practicing. I was practicing to the bands that you were out with, and I tell you what, man, I'm so like stoked and humbled every day that I've even come as far as where I've gotten to tour with you.
You deserve it,
together,
dude. You deserve it. You're fucking kicking ass, man. And
thank you.
I'm stoked. I know we went off topic, but who cares?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
We covered it anyways.
Yeah.
But I noticed you posting. You got some tours coming up. Do you mind telling us what those are?
Yeah. So right now, for 2020, I decided that I'm not going to take on any new offers or tours other than two bands that I have kind of worked with. One I've worked with and one I've kind of worked with. So, and I decided that between these two bands and what I want to do, what I'm trying to build in my home life as a content creator, that I'm only going to work for these two bands this year. And so one of them is Slaves. And Slaves is a great band for anyone who hasn't heard of them. They used to have a singer named Johnny Craig. Now they have an insanely talented, nice, humble guy who was on television at one point.
Yeah, that's the way I know him.
Yeah, Matt McAndrew, and he's actually become a really good friend of mine, down to where we just bullshit over Star Wars on the phone for like 2 hours. We developed a great relationship, and I love working for that band. The other one I would say, and they don't have any tours booked yet for the new year, but hopefully they get one booked soon. So I don't really know where my route with them is yet this year. But
they got one,
yeah, but
it's 2020, dude.
Yeah, dude. They're
gonna have a tour. Are you kidding me?
Quick, they're actually they're actually looking for. They're pretty much in the market right now, getting a new booking agent to change that game up.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, they're good. They're gonna get the tours.
Yeah, I feel like if you are, it's 2020. Like, if you don't book a tour.
Oh, they're gonna do so many. They're gonna. Plus, they have an album coming out. They have an album coming out
for sure.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. But
yeah,
unfortunate enough, as much as I love them, though, if they do happen to book a tour while I'm working for said other band, I would have to be with said other band just because of my family and stuff. But that said other band, so it was crazy. Me and you and I happened to spend the summer together on tour.
Yes,
that was a crazy summer.
We did. It was a good one.
It was a good one, and that was the first time I got to tour with you and get to know you a little better, and a lot of people. And as you know, one guy on that tour, his name Andy Black, and we got to hang out around his crew and his solo band crew and him, and for the summer. And I actually ended up I would say bonding with his wife as homies.
Juliet Sims, right?
Yeah, Juliet Sims. Yeah, you want to just. Sometimes you just meet people and you just want to I don't know if it's really like you either want to impress them or you just want to show them what you could do because you think they're awesome at what they do. And I don't know, something was just going through my mind one day where I just wanted to do a bunch of extra photos of Juliet Sims, just even in the, just random candids, you know the deal.
Oh yeah.
And, she
definitely
loved my work. And then Andy joined the tour, and the two of them, they would spend a lot of awful time in production in the after showers with certain friends in production that they had, and I was in production every day. As you know, I wasn't with the band. I was in production because I was working for the festival, and so Andy Black and me were just talking shit and telling jokes, and I was listening to them and their crew, and just slowly somewhere over the summer, I kind of became family and friend with this amazing couple, and Andy and Juliet. So Andy hit me up pretty much a couple months ago, and he was like, "Hey, I told my manager that I want to have you be the guy for everything Black Veil Brides in 2020," and
Sick.
Which is his actual band, and anyone who's into music has probably heard that name, and and so I got hit up, and they're like, "Hey, we want you to be the media coordinator for all of 2020," and I'm sometimes so shocked at what's happening. I say silly things. So I hit him back. I was like, wait, all of 2020? And he's like, yeah, man.
It's yeah, you heard me.
Yeah, you heard me, man. All of 2020, man. So
what if What if he was no, I'm just kidding.
Just kidding. Only month. Just 1 month, just one tour. and then you're on your way. Well, obviously that's saying, that we all, get along, and the band likes working with me.
I'm sure they will.
Enjoys working with each other. But yeah, there's a big Europe run later in the year.
I was going to ask
festivals.
Yeah.
That'll be my first time too. I've been in Canada.
There goes my question.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if you've been overseas yet.
I haven't been overseas yet. I've only been to Canada 3 times, which doesn't really count. And
no.
But this year I'll be with Black Veil Brides. And it's crazy. Not only I'm getting to go overseas for the first time, I'm getting to apparently go to these festivals that I've just known of, which I'm sure you've been at 1 or 2 or more of them. A couple festivals that, man, I've known of since I was a teenager.
I've actually, name them real quick. Yeah.
I'll name a couple. Rock'em Ring and Rock'em Park.
Sick.
Yeah, and then Download Festival.
Big.
Yeah, and then there's a few others on there. Those are a couple that really stuck out to me because I'm an As I Lay Dying kid. Like when I was growing up, I was really into As I Lay Dying. And I used to watch their DVD like religiously. Like in my apartment, their DVD would be on in the background where I was chilling with my friends and doing whatever we were doing. And, they on that DVD, they played Rock'em Ring or Rock'em Park. And 2008, and 80,000 people, this huge festival. And I'm like, wow, man, because I fell in love with the camera, not because I'm in a band. I get to go to this festival now, this legendary fucking festival. Oh shit, I don't know if I curse.
Don't fuck it up.
Yeah. Okay. We can curse. Okay, cool. Yeah. No, I'm not going to fuck it up. I'm not going to fuck it up.
No, I know
I'm really excited. I'm nervous. I'm nervous, but I know that, with today's technology, traveling overseas for the first time, especially as a grown man, I'm sure I'll be fine. Like all that stuff.
Oh yeah. You'll be fine. So I've only been overseas once, and that was, Mice was over there for a month, but I only got to go for the last 2 weeks. So I didn't go to any of the festivals.
Heard. Okay.
I was just Germany for 2 days. There was a bunch of London, Paris.
That's sick. Well, that's somewhere right there that I'm not going to go. Paris.
Yeah. The last 2 days were Ireland, but Paris. Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's so cool. Did you take a picture of the Eiffel Tower?
Dude, I went with the Seiler boys.
Oh man! Oh wow!
Because I woke up in the bus.
I remember that tour actually.
Yeah,
was Wage War opening on that?
Yeah, it was a sick one.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago. That's pretty fresh.
It was kind of sick because, I knew we were in Paris, right. And I wasn't really about to go take an Uber by myself, but I went to go get food and out of nowhere, I got a text from Jay, the vocalist of
Jaden. Yeah,
Jaden. He texted me. He said, "Hey, if you want to come, a few of the guys and I are going to go to Eiffel Tower. If you want to come," because they knew that it was my first time. And I was like,
"Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'll be right back."
Please. Yes, please. What? This strikes my mind. You took a picture of him jumping over something.
Yeah.
I love that photo.
So it's like the lookout from the I forget what it's called. It's something square. I forget. Let me look. Okay. I mean, let's see. Eiffel Tower Square. I guess. I don't know.
I remember that photo in particular, though. That was awesome.
It's not literally called Eiffel Tower Square. I can't be right. It's some French name. I don't know. But that was an experience. That was amazing.
That's sick. What's up, Mice? Did they kill it over there on that tour?
Oh yeah, it's just the entire tour package was.
Oh yeah, I even thought about that tour a couple months ago. I was like, that was such a fat tour, dude. To have Seiler and Wage War opening for Mice, that was that was a gnarly package. I need more packages like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was pretty heavy.
Yeah, that's sick.
So
yeah, well, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm sure you will go again. You're the legend. You will definitely be overseas at some point again. I
mean, that'd be nice. Who knows? I don't know how. This year I don't have anything booked, and I'm currently working at a photo lab, so I'm kind of taking a step back.
Dang, I got questions for you. I'm like, how did you do it so long? How have you done it so long and kept your mind so good and chill over all the years of doing that life? Because a lot of people get burnt out. I just had a discussion. I'm not going to drop the name, but I just had a discussion with a huge content creator who right now is very burnt out.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of why I am doing what I'm doing now. Is I just I noticed the last couple I was just every day kind of felt. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still loved it, but it started to become a little bit more okay, it's going to sound dumb. I mean, it's a job. Obviously,
yeah, of course,
but it started to feel more like a job that I was just day by day, kind of just oh man, what? Okay, all right, let's go.
So, I mean, it's no matter what you're doing, and whether you love it, whether it's your dream or not, like no matter what you're doing, if you do it nonstop and don't have any, especially over a decade, and don't have like, any kind of like just personal life, at some point it's going to get hard.
Yeah. And I think another aspect that kind of sucked, it was like, I'm really into, fitness and working out, and
I can tell.
I come home, it's like I'm in the gym 6-7 days a week, but then I go on tour, and like, it's hard for me to work out on tour. And I mean, I don't eat like absolute shit, but it's the diet or the healthy eating is kind of out the door a little bit. So it's
it's hard.
It started, you kind of gain some weight, and then, you just start looking in the mirror and you're like, damn, like,
really disappointed in myself.
So
I feel healthier.
I'm not calling anyone out. I'm calling myself out. So like, just me personally.
I'm in the same boat. I like, since I've been home since, the beginning of, or like halfway through, November, my last tour with Slaves. I did it back to back. I did Of Mice and Men straight into Slaves. And after that run, I felt so shitty. Like, honestly, I almost didn't even go on Slaves, because like, even if Mice could tell that I was tired, because I just, this was, and not just being like, the 7th tour for me of the year, but it's like, this was my first year touring like that. And I did a bunch. Like, I never thought that I would just get like one after another and just keep going all year. And I'm like, this is something I've never done before.
Yeah. You straight swan dived into the
Some girl came up to me. She's, incredible photographer. She doesn't tour a lot. I should shout her out. Her name's Raquel on Instagram, Facebook. She's an amazing photographer with photos and lighting and stuff. And she was at a show one day, and I asked her to take some portraits of me, and we were taking a couple portraits together because I wanted some pictures. And she literally goes, dude, I have never, it's like you literally picked up a camera and then all of a sudden you just like, boom, like, and I'm just like, it's cool to hear stuff like that, but it's like, people have to remember, like, behind closed doors, like, what happens behind closed doors is my eyes, I'm sure you know this, are locked on YouTube. YouTube is college, and all I do is watch video after video. You know this. I've hit you up for advice on tricks countless times over the past 2-3 years.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you just learn. And people go, oh, man, you've done this so fast. And I'm like, well, I'm not out of the bars. I'm not looking for a girlfriend. I had a fiance who's now my wife. I'm settled down. All I have time to do is learn. That's all I have. So it comes fast when you put your mind to it.
Yeah, especially when you. I know you got the hots for Peter McKinnon, but
he's my favorite. I know. I have a shrine of him now in my office.
Wow,
I bought a fucking coffee box, and I have one of his hats, and I put it on top of it. I just posted it on my Instagram like a couple hours ago.
You're a creep. No, I'm kidding. No, it's okay. No, I've definitely watched a good amount of his videos. He's incredible.
It's not just like his photography. It is him as a person. If he was, let's just put it this way: if he was a fucking math teacher or social studies or history, I would be a genius in high school. If he was my high school teacher, I would learn it. You know what I'm saying? Because for some reason, I've watched a lot of photographer and videographer YouTube tutorials, and none of them have ever impacted me the way that all of his have, because of the way he talks and the way he is as a person. So like, that's one thing people have to remember, is personality is huge in this world.
Most definitely. I'll try and, if I remember, I'll have to put his YouTube link in the thing. But what would you got, like, so mainly because I get this question asked quite a bit, and I'm sure you do too. What for someone that is trying to get into like the music photography or video creation, whether it's photo or video, or
in music,
or even writing, music? Like just getting into like the music scene. Whether not necessarily talking about touring, but just trying to get in at that ground floor to start.
Get started? Get started?
Yeah, I guess I should have just said, I took the long way around.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You have
like what thought going,
Yeah, what advice, like maybe some do's and don'ts that you like by personal experience?
Yeah. Man, yeah, I actually, out of personal experience, I can give a couple, which is cool. And before I answer this question, I will plug my brand new YouTube videos because I get asked a couple different questions so many times that I've decided to just record the camera of me answering the question. That way, when sometimes, I send it with hearts and smiley faces, but when people hit me with the same question, I'll be like, here's the link to my YouTube, or go check out my YouTube.
Yeah.
I talk about this.
Definitely.
But getting started in music photography is such a, you have one thing's first. You can't just when it comes to music photography, you can't just be into photography. And I'm sure you understand that immensely. You have to love music. You have to somehow be connected and be involved, whether you have a friend who's in a band or you're in a band, or you just love music. You grew up on music. Because to me, some of the best music photographers are people that just love music, because I've met photographers that, I don't even listen to this. I don't even do this. I don't even do this. I got hired to be here tonight. It's like, yeah, you can be hired to do anything. I look at the way I look at all different styles of photography. I would have to say that concert photography, I don't know where you stand on this, but I can take a picture outside in daylight, and that's the easiest photo I've ever taken. But dude, trying to capture the perfect shot of someone moving with certain lighting and my goodness, it's such a hard, I feel like it's such a hard area of photography,
It takes some time.
It does.
Yeah. Some people have more of an eye for certain things than others, but then again, it's kind of I'm sure there's some people that would bring a camera and not know where to point it. But at the end of the day, it's art, and it's
art. It's how everyone wants their sees their creative side.
I've seen completely, and I've even myself taken these kind of photos where it's like what you have in frame is completely out of focus, but it almost makes it even better.
Yep.
It's like you messed up. You meant to focus on the mic, but you focus on someone else, like a pipe in the background, and it turns into some. But art.
The bokeh and blurriness of the mic it becomes that much more epic. Something looks that much more epic.
Just
sometimes you don't mean to do it. Yeah. And I would say just to go back on your initial question, I would say, for getting into it at the beginning, I would just say, start going to shows with your friends. That's what I tell everyone. How do I get into music photography? Well, do you go to concerts? Oh yeah, I go to my friends. I go to local shows all the time. Sweet. Take your camera. Start taking pictures.
So someone asked me this, I think the other day. And I'm sure we have kind of the same answer, right. But so say they try and bring their camera and then they get told they can't. What avenue?
Drive me nuts. That's literally the hardest thing ever.
What avenue do you go through to try and get a photo pass?
Yeah. At smaller shows, I would say that the photo passes don't even exist when it comes to like when you're first starting out, what I mean? Like really little, local band shows and stuff. Yeah. I don't even think photo passes at that level really exist. You just have to make sure that I would say if there's a band you want to shoot, it all starts with messaging them. And to everyone today in our day and age is checking their Instagram and Facebook daily or email, and if there's a small band, and you want to go take pictures of them, whether you know them or don't know them, hit them up. You know what I'm saying? That's where it starts.
That's definitely, I think, one of the answers I know I say all the time. Hit them up on direct message on Instagram, on Twitter. Go on their Facebook. Find, most Facebooks, they have their label or manager's email. You can even go to their website, and usually at the bottom, there's a few emails that has this is their manager, this is their label email, this is their press email.
But that's why we get that question though, because in the beginning they don't know to do that recon, and you have to say, as a photographer, you have to do recon. I remember one time in my first year, there was I wanted to shoot. I don't remember. It was Born of Osiris or somebody really, really bad in my first year of shooting, and I remember emailing 4 different people. I copy and pasted the same email to members. I think I even emailed a record label or I just didn't know what I was doing. But the point is, I was trying to do it though, and I'm pretty sure even at some point I did get a response, and I ended up getting a photo pass, to go shoot them. And it's most bands at least, I mean, maybe not in like the Post Malone rock world or like all that, you know, Hollywood stardom world, but it, you know, the genre that me and you mostly have, you know, have lived in, you know, in our time, like, you know, that, you know, you don't have to be even like the most popular or have like, you know, 50, 20K, or you don't have to be like a fucking extremely amazing photographer. Like most bands or managements, you know, they'll photo pass 10, 15 people. Dude, if that many people hit them up, you know?
Hell, if you don't even have a camera, I've seen people, I mean, I'm sure you have too. Dude, you know, you nowadays, got iPad or iPhone, like, I mean, nowadays. Just still get in the way, but like, you know.
That didn't exist back in the day. Not that you're old, but you've been doing this for so long that I know that in 2011 and 12 and 13, nobody was in a photo pit with their phone.
Good. Oh, man. Yeah,
I'm sure you have seen some shit over the years. I think one of the only crazy things I've seen so far was I literally did see someone with PhotoPass credentials but no camera and a cell phone, and I think it was actually at one of our summer festival shows.
See, when I think about that, it's like, I mean, cool, all right, stay out of the way. But when I think, I'm like, so the only like explanation I have is like, you must be like a writer for a blog or something.
That just needs a couple like.
Well, why do you need to be in the photo pit?
Yeah, exactly.
Go in front of house. You can hear better.
Yeah. Yep.
Go on stage.
Yep.
I don't. Who knows what? Or maybe I don't
know. But yeah, I would say, reverting back to the still original question, I would just say, you know, when you're starting in music, you know, make sure that you are in it because you love music, not just trying to shoot bands to get like exposure and just get posted by bands just because you think bands. Because I mean, believe it or not, a lot of kids and like they don't even understand that, like, especially in our metal world, you know, when bands tag, you know, I've always said, like, you know, it's great for bands to tag the photographers if they post their photos, but like kids think that we get so many followers when these bands tag.
Hell no.
But hell no, dude. Hell no, dude.
No.
I mean, you especially, and even after like 3 years now, like me, I mean, I've been posted by, man, I tell some kids, like, I've been posted at least once by probably like every band that you like. And you know that, I remember over the years, I've gotten posted, you know, by like, I mean, someone like Ollie Sykes, and I got like 20 followers. That his picture gets 100 and something thousand.
It's pretty ridiculous.
I get like 20 followers or something from it. I'm like, how out of 100,000 people, only like 20 or 30 out of this 100,000 like the photo and
right?
Follow.
Yeah.
You're like, man, that sucks.
Well, what's your opinion on people not getting tagged? Like, as a photographer, like I am kind of impartial about it. Like, of course, it's happened to me many times.
Oh, same.
But like
so many times,
it's kind of a bummer. But at the same time, it's like, whatever. Like,
I think it really changes depending on where you're at, you know, because like for my personal experience with that exact, like, answering that, my opinion on that exact question is, in the beginning, I cared a lot. I would even message local bands when they posted my photo and they didn't tag me, and I would either comment like a cute eyes or a heart just to like remind them to do it, or like, it used to bother the shit.
Okay, I've commented.
Especially like, especially bigger bands too. Like, man, I remember this one time. Who was it? It was like, I don't remember who it was, but somebody in a really big metal band posted my photo, and it was so. Oh, I remember who it was. I'll even say it because they're my homies. I don't give a fuck. But Chris from Attila posted one of my photos before we became homies. We're all homies now. Like, I live in Orlando with them. We hang out and stuff. But like, I remember like 2 years ago, he posted one of my photos, and there was no credit. You know, at this point in my career, I was like, okay, this is a member of Attila, and he just posted my photo, dude. I really need this photo cred, man. I really want it. So like, back then, where you're at in your career, you care a lot. But for instance, now, local bands now, even bigger bands, if they don't tag me, it's come to me now where I like don't care at all. I
feel like it's not going to make or break.
Care. Yep. But back then though, it did.
Like, okay, I guess if it's a photo that like went viral, like I'm talking like legit viral, then I'll be a little like I'll be like, damn, how do I like fix this? And by the time you get it credited, it's like the buzz of it's gone. Like, it's
it's over.
But then, I don't know. I just thought I'd ask because I see stuff all the time where, you know,
I tell new photographers to care. But if you're a pro and you've been doing it for a while, you probably shouldn't like let it bother you too much.
I mean, I agree, but also, I mean, I think no matter what, try not to let it.
Oh yeah.
Ruin you.
Try not to try not to message hate messages to the band.
Yeah.
Take my fucking photo down now.
Right. Yeah. Just be like, I mean, I think sometimes in the comments I'll be like, hey, I took this photo, like with a smiley face or something.
Oh yeah.
Or
like not even say anything, but just
emoji.
Camera emoji. Yep.
Yeah.
Camera emoji with a smiley face.
And sometimes they realize that, and then
sometimes they're just living their own life, and we're not. They're so excited just to post the photo that we took of them, and you also have to just I don't know, be human about it and go, okay, people make human mistakes all the time. Sometimes they don't even remember who took it. I've learned that over the years. They don't even remember who took the photo.
Let's see. You got any other tips? Got any little nuggets of?
Let's see. I will say that it is really cool to any photographer that might, be in the young music industry or be doing this. It's really, really important to learn and understand the settings of your camera and just camera photography settings in general. I meet so many. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I still meet even adults that are like, don't shoot on manual, and I don't understand. I literally don't understand why. Because if you can't like learn it and learn the fundamentals, it's like, how are you gonna drive a car or even try to teach driving a car if you don't even know how to drive the car?
And there's so much ready for us online, like just readily accessible. Yep. Like literally go on YouTube and type in what you want to know. And that's
exactly.
it.
Like what is ISO? What does ISO do? What is aperture? What does aperture do? And people have a couple people have noticed shooting in the pit with me and mentioned like, dang dude, you're changing, because I never look through my viewfinder. Like, I know you do. Like, you're always, dude. You're like, you're
I can't shoot unless I'm shooting high or low. And I need to flip out my screen. Yeah, that's video though, because now that I have this 60 mark too, but different. Yeah, but yeah.
I'm completely and when I say manual when it comes to cameras and settings. There's a lot of lenses that I do shoot autofocus. You know what I'm saying? So very rarely am I manually focusing a lens. So I do run a lot of autofocus on lenses, but you still need to understand manual camera settings, because even though my focus is auto because the lens is auto, that doesn't mean that, I don't know. You got to know your settings. People have mentioned to me that I'm changing. People have really looked over at me and seen me while I'm shooting, changing it at the same time. You know how if you're recording video, you can change your ISO and all that stuff while you're shooting, in depth while you're shooting, because every moment in lighting changes. It's always changing, and you have to adjust while you're shooting consistently. And
you should make a YouTube video of basic. I'm talking basic, camera,
basic,
camera.
I thought about it. There's so many things. In fact, I had a dude come up to me at a show a week ago here in Orlando, and he said, "Hey man, do you think you could give me some tips on using the Ronin S, a gimbal?" And he goes, "I can't figure that thing out for the life of me." And he goes, "I can't even get it my camera balanced right."
There's another video for you.
I said, "You know what? I can balance my gimbal in 10 seconds. I do it so fast now on the fly when I have to. I'm so that I could do a video on just teaching how to balance a gimbal, even though it's my Ronin. That's any gimbal. 5-minute video.
Even, you can even do 3 minutes. Hey guys, this is AB. Today I'm going to show you how to balance your DJI Ronin.
Yeah, or your DJI
and
Ronin.
Then,
dang, I tell you what, man, if it wasn't, here's the thing. For a while, I've wanted to do more and more and more, but this is just a very little crucial detail with me is for a very long. And it's funny because yesterday morning, I actually went and spent a lot of money and had some dental work done. But for the majority of my life, I haven't really loved the way that I look talking on camera because of my own personal teeth issues over my life. But I'm actually getting that fixed and getting that changed, and it takes time. And I'm going to get more and more. Thanks, man. I really just want to have better looking teeth for my health and just what we're talking on YouTube, because I would love to just do YouTube videos. I've told my wife if I could be Peter McKinnon and do YouTube videos fucking full time, I would probably stop touring. I don't even want to.
Hey, right?
If I could do YouTube videos and make a living on it, shit, I probably would never tour again.
Yeah. Well, you got 2 ideas right there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure
Yeah, for sure.
Sick.
I definitely wish that, anybody coming up in photography, just, learn your freaking camera settings, understand what cameras do and why they do those things. Because people, I'm sure you get questions all the time over the years on, certain things or how you did certain things. And you're like, well, gotta learn how to do it.
Yeah, you gotta learn. Dive in. Spend 15 minutes with your camera, just looking at it, messing around with your phone or computer, and be like,
stare at your menu settings. Just go through every page. Go through every page of your camera settings. If you're a photographer and you haven't gone through every single page of your settings to just figure out what every single thing does, you're slacking.
Well, I don't know about you, but it's like when I get a new phone, for example, I'm sure everyone can relate.
Everything about it. Yeah,
you're like,
everything about it.
Oh my gosh, I cannot even if it's like going from, the iPhone, an iPhone, and then you go to the newer iPhone. And it's like got pretty much the same stuff, but you're like, I cannot wait to find out all the cool new things.
Yeah.
Sick. Well, do that with your camera.
Yeah. And just know it, it's so important. Like it's probably the most important thing. Like, because if you don't understand what photography or video or like DSLR or mirrorless or whatever camera you're using, if you don't understand how to actually work it properly, then you're never actually going to make any kind of progression or probably money or be successful.
Or it's just going to be really slow.
Oh yeah. yeah, probably. Because Yeah.
Well, so, I mean, kind of towards the end here, okay. What kind of, so you mentioned you got some tours going, you got the stuff. I noticed you had some competitions that and it's all on your Instagram. I'm sure when people go check that out, they can see, but going into the rest of the year, do you kind of have, I guess we'll call them just, a goal, like some goals or like,
absolutely.
What you're like, shooting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I can do, let's see, I'll go over a couple of them. I would say my biggest goal, I would say my biggest goal of 2020 as of right now is to, I think, kill it for Blackville Brides and really progress, as a touring content creator, because even sitting my ass at home while people are out there killing it, and it just makes me really want to get back out there and get better and get back to my grind. And, I'm always trying to get better and I'm always trying to progress. And that's a goal for every year is I just want to learn more and get better and, kill it on tour.
Daily goal. Get better
at everything.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, just so I think, but in particular, at the end of March, I don't think I mentioned the tour earlier, but I'm going on tour with Blackville Brides, and they're touring with a band called In This Moment. You know who they are. You've worked for them, and that tour is like it's almost 2 months long, and my goal is to spend time with my wife and make sure she's happy, and then go hit this really, really long run with this band and kill it. Also want to do more YouTube videos. That's definitely a goal. And until January, I think it's like 19th, I believe. I'm just doing a little contest over on my Instagram. It's just share a photo, your favorite photo of mine, and tag 3 friends. And on that day, I will announce 4 winners, and all 4 winners, I have 4 prizes that I'm giving away, which it's funny because like they're so different, the prizes, yet they all hang on your wall. It's like completely different things, but at the end of the day, you can hang it on your wall.
And I mean, you win something. Sometimes you don't even care what you win; you just won something.
Sometimes it does feel good to just win something. But, I have a lot of people know that I'm a very highly spoken Florida boy. I'm a Florida kid. I've always been a huge A Day to Remember guy. I love Wage War. I love Wage War from Florida now. And A Day to Remember has always been my favorite band. I've always told everyone's always known that. And to give away these, I got to shoot them and very, very gratefully hang out with them and shoot them recently in Orlando at the Disney House of Blues. And, I got gifted with a couple collectibles from them, and I felt that I was special that I got gifted with that stuff. And I said, I'm going to keep a couple things, but I'm going to give away a couple things. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to figure it out. So I included those. And one of them's a really dope, my favorite all time shot that I took of the Brooklyn Bridge in New York City.
Dude, I saw it. Sick.
Thank you, man. I took that at the beginning of 2019 when I was with, I think it was Chelsea Grin, and my buddy picked me up and drove me to the Brooklyn Bridge so I could get that bucket shot because I wanted that shot. I wanted that shot so bad.
dude.
And yeah, I
it's
had
a great
friend.
one.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I love by the way, all the prints you've been posting about too. All your photos.
Thank you.
Your landscapes, they're so clean. One of the beach ones was the dock or something. It was like colored sky.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved that one.
Thank you.
That one was super pretty. I was like, damn, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's
I'm kind of
nice.
I'd like to sell them, but I'm just kind of going slow with it right now.
It takes a while to get people to buy a print, but like when they buy them, it feels good because it's like, oh man. Yeah. Even if they buy one, it's like, oh man, cool. Someone's got my photo, gonna hang it on their wall. That's sick.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter how often it is or anything, but I'm just like stoked if it happens. That's the same thing with the hat thing. And then the last thing, it was I spent like $20 on a Wage War flag like 3 years ago when their first record came out and they kind of blew up and got popular.
That's
their very very first record that made them big. And I got the flag and I don't hang it and I'm never going to hang it up again just because my wife doesn't want me to hang it up or anything like that. So I'm like, you know what? A lot of kids
happy wife, happy life, right?
Yeah. Oh, dude, definitely. Which, I will leave you with a little something too in a minute, man. I can't wait. I mean, I know at some point it happens when the magic happens, man. One day you're gonna fall in love, Danny boy. I promise.
Hey, it better happen, man.
It's gonna happen. It's good. She's out there, man. Have you ever seen the show How I Met Your Mother or Friends?
Yeah.
You're just like you're those guys in a way, and it's gonna come. It's gonna come for you.
Yeah.
When you least expect it, bro.
No, I know. Yeah.
But I mean, that's pretty much my goals and.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the competition. I've never done a giveaway, like a little prize giveaway. And I'm not doing shit right now, And I think of every day. That's another goal I have is when I have downtime and I'm bored, I want to think of some way to like create something out of nothing. And for right now, I'm not doing anything. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a prize giveaway. Maybe some people, I was like, I don't even care if only 10 people do it. Now I'm like 40. Well, I got 40 names on my list. Right now.
That's
I'm like, that's sick.
That's 40 names that you might have not gone if you just didn't do anything.
Exactly. I'm always thinking of ways to drive some sort of attention or activity to my website, which is my Instagram, pretty much, and all that stuff.
Keep the wheels turning.
Got to keep the wheels turning, man. Even when you're dead in the water at home, got to keep the wheels turning.
You got to.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on the podcast, man.
Of course.
It's been a pleasure.
For everyone, just one last time, why don't you just shout out your personal, your Instagram and your YouTube, and also you text me your YouTube so I can put it in the link. But just just shout those two out.
I mean, it's pretty much my name is everything on everything. Instagram is @Aaron Berkshire official. Twitter is @Aaron Berkshire. Facebook is Facebook/Aaron Berkshire photography, or just my personal Aaron Berkshire. And my YouTube channel is Aaron Berkshire photos, or just Aaron Berkshire. I might even just be, I don't even know, one of those.
I'll put it in the show notes. That's easy.
Sick. I'll definitely text you. I'll definitely text you the links. And yeah, man, again, I appreciate it, man. I had fun.
Of course. Thanks it was so last second because I was supposed to have my friend on earlier this morning and he had some stuff to do. So I was like, man, you caught me on a perfect day. And the second I saw you doing the podcast, I said, I hope he hits me up for a podcast. Oh,
eventually.
Yeah. All right.
I knew it was going to happen.
We'll have to do it again. Sure. Yeah. Everyone go check out all of his work. I'll put the links and make sure to, if you're into any of that music, if you see him out on the road, go say what's up. You still got the dad hats for sale, or are they done? Oh,
I do. No. I'm gonna keep them in stock for a while.
Cool.
I sold a few, and I appreciate all the love, man. And I think I'm gonna do different designs too every time. Like I did the black hats. I think next time I'm gonna do like pink or white. I'm gonna change it up a little bit every run.
Yeah, like a light baby pink.
I thought about that. I was like, what if I did a pink hat with like black camera emoji on the front? That'd be pretty lit. Yeah, I just want to give something to photographers to want to rock that they wouldn't buy at Walmart, because at Walmart you see the Polaroid shirts all the time, and no one really shoots. Not a lot of people are just out shooting with Polaroids, but it's a little camera emoji. That shit, it just says something about you, whether you're either a photographer or not. You can just appreciate photography, and it's a sick hat.
Definitely.
Yeah, but thank you again, Danny Todd. You're the man.
No, you're the man. You're the man.
Hey, I've learned so much from you over the years, man.
Likewise.
Thank you, dude. Thank you.
Keep crushing it, buddy.
Sick, man. Well, Happy New Year, dude.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Sick, man. All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
Thanks for having me on, man.
course. Have a good one.
Thanks, buddy. See ya.